Shalom. Before I start, I'm going to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachakorash, the honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Peace, blessings, and salutations to all the elect Akim, Wa'akwa, learning and teaching in truth and sincerity. Another video of the Spirit. This is going to be a highly comical, highly comical video. They rather be the black man's baby mama or single mama than the devil's wife. And I'm gonna, I just got this picture up, and this is funny, right? Say, you already see what it is, right? You know, what appears to be a so-called white woman, she has herself a little nigga baby. So obviously at some point in time, she went and paid a visit to Jake. And whether he's there or not, who knows? And you go to the comments, and what do you see? Mud shark. Imagine ruining your family's genes in one generation. So you see, you know, the usual, right? Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, little boys, they get ultra sensitive and offended, all right, bent out of shape when they see their women choosing to be with an Israelite man, Negro, Latino, Native American man, or any man outside of them. It completely bends them way out of shape. And it's only increasing, right? As their empire falls and ours rises, the Israelite man's stock is rising, meaning what? Your value. Although we are at the bottom financially, right, socioeconomically, we are desired, literally. And I got this other clip. There's a phenomenon going on right now, and I mentioned it in a previous video, where you have a whole bunch of white women divorcing their husbands with all this social turmoil that's going on in the country. You know, their husbands who may openly display their love for Trump or America or MAGA or ICE or right, you know, conservative wing. Look, mug shark alert. Okay. Well, guess what? She happy, and you not. These women are leaving their Edomite male husbands, and that doesn't mean they're going to make it, right? If you're an Edomite, you're going to be completely destroyed. Male, female, it don't matter. We just cracking jokes as we watching people's empire fall, and we're men are conquerors. Okay, bitch, you want to come over here? Cool. You about to get made use of, and then you'll be disposed the same way that they did it to our women, right? And that's what happens when you have rulership mentality. They're just tools to be used, nothing more, nothing less. You know, I'm just going through the comments. You see they mad, an abomination. You know, and it's funny, the same people, they're sitting there saying it's an abomination, right? But his favorite football player is probably Patrick Mahomes, who what? Black daddy, white mama. You see the hypocrisy? These people love us and they hate us. And the same white mamas that's breeding your favorite athletes, you calling them mud sharks and whatnot. Ain't that a crazy conundrum? Yes, it is. Now I want to start with this clip up here. Actually, give me 1 second. I'm sorry, y'all. I just took some time. I was looking for a clip I had found last night, but I forgot to save it, and I hate when I do that. But it was a clip, you know, this guy, he was showing how, you know, white people, Edomites, right, the biblical Edomites, the enemy of the Israelites, and in their bio, they'll have Christian, or they love Jesus, and then you can catch their comments of them leaving, you know, racist, hateful comments all over the place. Damn, I wish I could find the video. It was some young kid with bushy eyebrows. But we'll carry on. I'm gonna actually play the video, which is the source of the topic. And don't mind this dude, you know, he got sugar in the tank. The clip's gonna play after.
Thousands of women.
What's your favorite?
All right, racist.
What's your favorite race?
This probably isn't gonna go good, huh?
Personally, I like chocolate. Opposites attract.
I mean, shit, y'all. What can I say? This is just a random ass reel. I didn't save this one. It's just right there on deck. It's over for Edom, y'all, and they can feel it, and they're spazzing out. I'm gonna just let it play. We might as well throw it in here. It's a topic of discussion.
Pretty much. I just love, you know, my type is chocolate. You know, it is what it is. I would like settle down with a dark chocolate, but with light skins, they're not like settling downward. You know? Yeah.
What's your favorite race?
And she's saying, you light skinned brother's been breaking her heart.
All right, racist.
So here we go. Let's actually get to the topic. But that right there, y'all, that is the prevailing mindset in the cities, of course, right? Where they have the opportunity to intermingle. You know, you pull back to the country and to the what's the opposite of urban? Rural areas where there's not a lot of Jake. They don't have the opportunity. But when you go to the metropolitan areas, and that's the season. And so with this, their women are divorcing them.
Thousands of women just in Minnesota saying the same thing. I am prepping for a divorce.
24 hours later.
Since I made that video talking about all of the divorces happening in Minnesota, I recognize that it's not just Minnesota, it is nationwide.
Let's talk about the spiritual bill payment that has finally come due. For generations, the
I'm sorry, y'all, man. Y'all just gonna have to bear it. I know.
white American household has presented itself as immune to dysfunction, which is a false standard that the racists weaponized against the true family architects, which are the copper-colored indigenous Americans, who have had to live for generations with wars on their households. For instance, this country manufactured welfare acceptance and the removal of the head of household in order to receive government assistance, when white families didn't have to adhere to the same rules. So when racists make jokes like, "Good thing my daughter doesn't want a black man so she doesn't have to be a single mom," you're making fun of the fact that you racist fools built an entire identity on the myth of the black American dysfunctional family. Well, the chickens have come home to roost, and the white family is toast. The chaos in Minnesota is the key to the unraveling all around you. White women are looking at their husbands, their partners, the supposed protectors, and they're saying, "Hello? Are you seeing this? Are you gonna do anything?" And the response from the white man is a deafening, cowardly plea to stop
Mine said it's all made up and I should stop with the conspiracy theories. We have 3 kids and live in Indiana. So they're the Edomite family's breaking apart, and that's really the overarching story of this video, y'all. You know, this is deeper than some, getting some coochie. Their family is breaking apart. They did all this villainization of us, all this demonizing of us, and now the Heavenly Father is breaking them apart and making their women run in every direction except to them. And it's amazing to see, my dig.
watching social media, or worse, silence. They are too scared to actually get upset about it. They are refusing to protect their women and children because at their core, they're terrified. They are paralyzed by the very monster they helped create. This whole thing is karmic retribution. So what will you do, white men, now that the cat is out of the bag and you're all just a bunch of kittens? And your ex-wives see it. They are sick of the beta half-men, wannabes who cosplay toughness online, but crumble when real danger appears at their doorstep. Currently, 42% of women are divorcing MAGA men, which I find to be very revolutionary and brave. And I 100% support these women. High numbers of divorce is the realization that the men in their lives are not only
So,
all right.
I wouldn't necessarily trust that statistic. You can't just throw numbers out there. But we can imagine it's a good amount. And so they rather do this. They rather be the black man single mother than to be married to the devil. They're broken, y'all, and this is prophecy. The Heavenly Father is giving them back everything that they did to us. I want to get this. I believe it's in Job. Okay. Let's do this. Exactly. Job 27. I'm gonna start at verse 13. It says, "This is the portion of a wicked man with the power, and the heritage of oppressors, which they shall receive of the Almighty." Esau, Edom, he's the oppressor, right? He's the wicked man of the earth today, and he's about to receive a reward, which is what? Grand destruction. And in the process of him losing the power of his kingdom, he is losing the loyalty of his women, losing the sanctity of his household, and losing his grip on the minds of the people in the world. Isaiah 25:7, "I will destroy in this mountain the covering cast over all people and the veil that is spread upon all nations." Esau, Edom's glory is being removed. It's not 100% gone, right? Don't get me wrong, because he can still go places and have advantages that you don't. But it is not like it was in the 1950s after World War II when this man dropped the nukes and was the king of the earth. They're losing that grip, y'all. Verse 16, "If his children be multiplied, it is for the sword, and his offspring shall not be satisfied with bread. Those that remain of him shall be buried in death, and his widow shall not weep." Why? Because they're going to have a big black man to sit on. A big Latin man to sit on. A big jean jacket wearing, headband, feather in the ear tip, Gadite man to sit on. They ain't gonna be busy mourning. They gonna be busy lamenting. Hey, what Conan say? He said, what are the best things to, what did he say? To see your enemy driven before you and to hear the lamentations of the women. And that's what's going on, y'all. That's why they get all on them comment boards, all hurt and bent out of shape. All these little weirdo, little weak sauce ass videos. Another one.
You think my white daughter's gonna end up in a situation like this? I'd literally her and then myself. White genocide. This is murder. I actually watch this and I just see this the same as like a white person getting murdered. L, retarded white women, L to their fathers for allowing this to happen.
If you tell your white...
And you know what's funny? That guy recently, you know, he got slapped up in the middle of the street and he didn't do nothing, right? Dude slapped the piss out of him. Apparently dude's really short too. You know, they act all tough on the internet, but when, you know, you match them down, they're not about it. And they're grifters, right? They're race grifters. They're selling a shtick, right? Knowing that their fellow Edomite man is all bent out of shape. So if they retort that rhetoric, right, when they speak those kinds of words to you, speaking to your weak ass little Edomite hearts, you send them money like dumb idiots. All right, that's a whole nother clip I want to get to. I might get to later. Edomites are easily deceived. Nevertheless, carrying on. Hey, another clip with that guy, right? Oh, bingo! Fuck, I found it. Okay, perfect, y'all. This is the clip I was looking for. I remember now because the nigga with the bushy eyebrows. Hey, I'm sorry, y'all, if I blew your eardrums off. I'm sitting there, man. I paused the video for like 10 minutes looking around. I'm all over Instagram, all over YouTube. I'm checking chats. And here we go, of course. How about that? Call Yo Bashimi Al Shai.
Notice how successful black guys always date outside their race. They always want to get a white girl. What's up?
And I have another video to play for that. It's not that Jake wants to go necessarily date outside the race, although, you know, Israelite man can. You know, when you get money, you're opened up to a new horizon, right? When you're growing up in the ghetto, you only got what's around you. But, you know, what? You know, get some money, you get some opportunity, you're around other kinds of people. And, of course, and them hoes, you know, they see you with your 8-pack out. You know, of course, they come a running. But that's a whole nother clip. But we see they about to do what they do best, which is cry.
With that, why is it no black guy gets successful and then chooses a black woman?
And that's not 100% true, y'all. You know, at the same token, hey, and you know, this ain't to bash the sisters. Brothers, if you got a decent sister, decent Israelite woman, she working by you, of course you hold it down. And, you know, there's been, I don't give a fuck about the athletes, but LeBron James got him a black wife, I believe. Kevin Hart does. There's examples of Israelite men who stay, you know, in the so-called community. It's not 100% thing, but you see, they get so bent out of shape behind it, y'all. They get ultra bent out of shape behind it.
This video is actually very offensive to black women.
Future single.
Oh, so now you care about black women? Yeah, okay. But right here, this is what we came for. You see the comments. Future single mom in the making. Well, from what it looks like, y'all, the white woman rather be the black man's single mom than to be the wife of the devil. And in this country, in the beginnings of this country, which I'm going to get to, y'all, they made laws to try to stop this. This ain't no new phenomenon. They've been running to Jacob. Fuck you mean?
Mom in the making, beaten single mom incoming. It genuinely surprises me how openly racist so many people are on this app. Jews be like, mission accomplished. What do Jewish people even have to do with this? Don't mix snow with dirt. This is crazy. I went through a lot of the hate comments profiles, and the majority of them had two things in common. One, they were faceless. And two, they posted about being Christian and preached God. Like, you can't say something terrible and then come back around and say Christ is king, because you are not loving thy neighbor. That reel I reacted to had 50,000 likes. That's pretty terrifying. I don't even have much more to say besides the fact that obviously racism is bad. It's so scary that a generation of young men are looking up to these podcasters, and this is the message they're spewing.
All right, Salaki, y'all. You know, so we let the clip play right there. You know, these people are eternal hypocrites. Eternal hypocrites. How about that? They hate us because they ain't us. They did all this mouth running, and things have backfired. All right, now I want to get this scripture next. And we use it commonly on a major scale when we're dealing with Edomite nations going against each other. But this even applies locally, right? Man for man. This applies to these devils. Matthew 12 and 26. I'll start at 25. It says, and Yahushua knew their thoughts and said unto them, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation, and every city or house divided against itself shall not stand. If Satan casts out Satan, he is divided against himself. How shall then his kingdom stand? And it can't. If they can't even agree to get together and have children anymore, y'all, their empire's finished. A city is comprised of what? Its citizens. You need the people to make the place. Otherwise, it's just barren land. And these devils, on a home level, can't even see eye to eye anymore, because the big elites, the elites of Edom are so wicked that they're making everybody's life intolerable at this level down here. So everyone's spazzing out and bugging out. And so the white woman, you know, all she want to feel is pleasure. So what's she doing? She run into a nigga. She don't even mind if she make more than you, right? She just wants something that ain't a devil. And y'all boys don't fit that bill, and we do. So now what? And this is just further, y'all. The Edomites are fucking. They're over. It's finished. We just have to wait for the great war to take place in the return of our Lord. These people are being brought down and made low. That's why it says, say the old, that, you know, when you look at propaganda from the 40s, 50s, right? I wanna go look at I'm gonna type that word up real quick. I'm gonna type in let me get this scripture ready and on deck though. Let's do this. Right here, y'all. These were the kind of pictures that popularized this mythological idea of what you think a fucking family is. The kid, the two and a half kids, the wife, and the 2-car garage and the white picket fence. And this is a lie, y'all. And war, yep. This is gone. These Edomites, this is what they want back, but it's gone. It's gone. That picture look a little bit different now. It's a nigga in there cheesing from ear to ear, whether he be a coon or whether he be a pookie. A dream worth fighting for. Hey man, they sorry as hell, man. Service on the home front. They're sorry as hell. It's over, y'all. Look at that. New life in a new land with that little weak red rat. Hey, me personally, y'all, when I see Edomite babies, I don't like seeing Edomite babies. I'll make that simple. I'll make that clean and simple to say. Straight like that. They don't care about our brown babies. I'm not fond of theirs whatsoever. Yep. And so, y'all, they taught you that this was the shining ideal way for America. But Becky ain't trying to hear that. Becky ain't trying to hear that at all. And so now they're losing numbers. See, right there, boom. Your nation needs you. Well, that's gone. That's gone. There ain't even too many of them left that look like that. You might see every once in a while an Edomite that even looks like this. Tall, stern, you know, strong. Man, them boys. In which there's warriors of everybody, right? Don't get it twisted, right? You know, I'm cracking jokes. But this noble image of the all great Edomite, it's gone. And it's being replaced with us, the Israelite man. And they can't stand it, y'all. Look at this.
Don't even worry about it. You ain't coming like this. If I can't hold your hand while we about to cross the street and get up out of the sea. I'm finna give you. Look, this nigga, he happy than a motherfucker. He happy as fuck. See what I'm saying? Man, I want that kind of look, man. I'm looking for that right now. They walking, bitch. She not worried about the guy.
They skipping down the street broke. But she'd rather be with him skipping than be with a devil. Ain't that fucking funny? Imagine y'all just imagine if when we get to the kingdom, if our women for some reason upped and decided to be with the enemy. It would defy logic. It wouldn't make sense. So, we got superpowers, we're immortal, we're this, that, and the third, and y'all want to go hop down. It wouldn't make sense. And that's the same mindset that Edom, the men, are feeling now. It doesn't make sense. Why would you want to be with one of them? Right? That's what's going through their mind. But they can't help themselves. They can't help their silly ass selves.
Black men. I grew up in London, lots of black men.
I made a video.
I grew up with lots of black
I made a video that says black people want to be left alone. They want.
I grew up with lots of black men. I grew up in London, lots of black men. And it's not the case of that they like other races or they don't like black women. It's just that they have access to every other race. Other races want them. Wow. Now, there are Chinese billionaires
Say it again. Say it loud.
It's not their fault. Other women want them. And I say this like I'm growing up in London. I moved to Dubai. And honestly, you can be an Arab girl, Chinese girl, white girl. You can be Hispanic. They'll all date black men. But now, when it comes to this, Indian men that are billionaires, there are Chinese men that are billionaires. They stay in their own race. Now, is that entirely because they, love their race, or is it because they don't have universal appeal? So the fact that black men...
Universal appeal. That's the phrase. I'm gonna start using that. The Israelite man has universal appeal, y'all. And that's because that's how the Heavenly Father made us. Remember, we're supposed to be the premier people, the rulers of the planet Earth. So we don't have to do anything extra. People automatically flock to us. Esau, Edom has had to lie, steal, and cheat his way to the leadership position, which is why people are turning away from him. Matter of fact, now let me get this. I'll come back. I'm sorry, y'all. He's no longer the guy who everyone likes. Isaiah 32:5. The vile person shall no more be called liberal, nor the churl said to be bountiful. So this evil man is no longer being seen as a generous, great guy. He's being revealed to be an evil demon that he is. And so who are they running to in refuge? Us, the Israelite man, into these brown arms. And we'll get took care of one way or another.
Men are dating outside of their race. It's not because they love other races. I actually think they like black women more than anything. It's just that other women flock to them and don't let them stay within their own race. I really don't. I see so many women whose dream is to have a child with a black man, or they just want a black man more than anything else. And they dream about it, they think about it, and even when they date white men, they'll talk about it. So like, what do you expect? It's not the same. They're not sitting there having conversations with their white guy and saying, "Can I get a hall pass for a Chinese man?" They're not saying that. So it's a really black men choosing white women, or is it that other... I don't believe it's their choice to be with other women. I think other women don't let them live with just black women. And I think if you give a black man a choice, they will usually choose black women. Yeah. They usually will choose black women.
And that's the reality of it, y'all. Despite, hey, we're cursed as a people, so our household is fucked up too. But in all actuality, y'all, when you go around the world, you go look around, most races stay within their races. Otherwise, none of us would be here. Most nationalities, you understand, right? We're in this truth. We know what nationality is. Most people go with their own people. All right. It's when you come to these metropolitan areas, these mother cities where you have mixes of the nationalities, what happens? The Israelite man becomes a top dog. And it just is what it is. And it's that way because we're the chosen people, like it or not.
Or if they go to other races, it's because she has black women features. It's not really because... So they love their blackness. It's just that we all love your black...
And that's another one. Israelite men, in which Elder Apostle Tahar did a video on it. Israelite men, we don't like our women underdeveloped. We like our women well-developed. And that's a good point she's bringing out. So if we see a woman who's built like an Israelite woman, but isn't, that's one of the eye catchers. And that's really what it is. It ain't no... And the heathen are under us and our women. So don't get it twisted, right? We ain't no fucking heathen woman worshipers over here. We simply properly have been breaking down how you're allowed to deal with them as a man. But that's a good point she's making, right? Because back in the day, y'all, you didn't see Edomite women with a thumb, right? And with a rat. They was all stick figure ass bitches. I remember because they was promoting them to us in the early 2000s in all them damn superhero movies. And you go back and you look at them broads, and them broads wasn't well stacked. But now what? You got the exercise culture, right? The BBL culture. And so these women is out here putting in work, getting them bodies, which Israelite women, right, Negro and Latino women tend to be born with, in which, you know, a lot of Keishas need to work out more. Hey, black women, y'all need to work out more. You know, you go to the gym regularly. One nationality you don't see as much as you should see is the black woman. Just because you have a big booty naturally, it ain't gonna stay if you ain't properly taking care of your body. It's gonna turn into a saggy piece of shit in a couple of years. Anyway, besides the point, we're over all the nations, y'all. That's why they run into us. It's as simple as that.
And so you don't get a choice.
I agree with you.
Yeah, because I just don't like even when they say things like, oh yeah, the black men sleep with so many women and they're never faithful. Sorry, Bob, in your house, you would love to be unfaithful, you just can't. So like, it's just, I think it's not really about black men. I think it's the appeal they have and the testosterone. And I really think it boils down to masculinity. They exude more testosterone and masculinity than other races. So they become universally desired by women. Now, this is not all women. I'm just saying in general, they have more. You could travel to any country, you join Tinder, girls will match with you. It's any country. Now, if you do that same thing as like and I don't mean this just, I'm saying this as a South Asian woman. If you say that as a Pakistani man or as a Vietnamese man, you don't have the same luck. So is it really you seeking other women or other women seeking you? I grew up with lots of black men.
And it's funny, but you know what, y'all, you know, who's the two top people of the planet Earth? Jacob and Esau. So of course we're the most controversial people wherever we go, right? Hey, the so-called white man, he in many cases, he's the number one pick. And then also, the Israelite man is too on the dating apps. Actually, y'all, the so-called white man is number one on the dating apps, and it's because of the money, right? He has the boats and the yachts. And then right behind him is us, off the physical sex appeal, literally, when you go into the statistics of the dating apps. Why? We're the two premier people of Earth. Now, what people is above the other people? Us, the Israelites. So, don't be mad at us. Nigga, be mad at your daddy that you lost out on that blessing because y'all are demons. There was one more clip I thought I wanted to play. I can't recall. I think maybe that's it. But, oh, bingo. Yeah, a little bit. Just a little
Everything that people are saying about white women is true. It's 100% true. And I'm going to tell you, as a millennial white woman who has completely walked away from everything that she has known in her white supremacy-based fucking piss-ass families, it's true. It's true. White women are the fucking problem. They embolden the problem. They marry the problem. They birth the problem. They're lazy as fuck and they play victim about the goddamn problems that they're participating in. I don't know one happy white woman in one of my families. I only know white women that are either alone because men fucked them over and ruined their goddamn livelihoods and drove them insane, or they settled because they wanted their fucking retirements and they decided, hey, I might as well let this fucking pissant live next to me. White women and families that have watched their fucking husbands treat them like shit, beat on them, cheat on them, everything, but they still staying with them, laid down like a doormat. They'll be sitting at all these family picnics talking shit about these men, talking about how much they fucking hate them, how they're losers, how they got shit stains in their pants, but they stayed married to them and they still fucking voted to embolden them. White women will sell out their daughters, sell out their children. They will quite literally do anything as long as they get picked. As long as they're not the ones getting beat on. Because what do we know about toxic-ass white families? Pathetic, shitty, white supremacy-based fucking toxic-ass white families? Let me tell you about those families. When they're not going after gay people, when they're not going after black people, when they're not going after marginalized groups and poor people, they're beating the fucking shit out of white girls in the family. Especially if you're a free thinker. God forbid you're pretty, okay? Or got a brain. Oh my God, you're getting your ass fucking beat down. And so what happens to those white women? They either find their way in the family so that they can at least be accepted and have love and support, whatever the fuck that looks like, or they leave, like me, and they get demonized and chastised for it. This is white supremacy. Everything these fucking people are saying is true. I've watched white women in my family show up for my crackhead cousin who's been to jail a dozen times and put money on her books and celebrate her because she's selling herself short and being a fucking nobody. When I graduated college, not one of my fucking aunts or mothers or any of those things was there to support me. Nah. You wanna know why? Because they didn't like it when I got smarter and I got more intelligent and I could empower myself. Because white women are just a tool for abusive white men to stay in power.
Wow.
And she had to unpack, y'all. So hey, it's going down, y'all. It's going down. You know, that's really it. You know, it's funny, but it's dead ass serious. Their empire is over, y'all. They did all this to us, and now it's coming back on them. Yeah, that's it, y'all. Hey, I'm gonna give all praises to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai Bahasham, Rakhakwarash, to honors to the elders and apostles, great millstone. Peace, blessings, and salutations to all the elect Akim, Wa'akwat, learning, teaching, and truth and sincerity. Shalom.